Welcome God of War fans! My name is Shayne Static, and in this God of War theory video, I will be discussing where is Mimir from? Please subscribe if you did enjoy your time here, and join my Static family by becoming a channel member. Here we go. Mimir, my favorite sarcastic severed head, or as Kratos likes to call him. Yeah, very original, I agree. Mimir is brought along for our journey, well, at least for most of it, as we bring Faye's ashes to the highest peak in all the realms in Jotunheim. But as we go on our journey, Mimir tells us that he is not originally from the Norse realm, that he came from somewhere else and became Odin's wisest advisor. So where is Mimir from if he is not from the Norse realm? Let's get into it. First, let's jump right into God of War. In God of War, as said before, Mimir flat out tells us that he is from a far away realm and ended up in the Norse realm. But it is in the details that he gives us during this story that I want to focus on in this video. Take a look at this clip where Mimir tells us about his past. It will all make sense once we break it down.
Mimir, why did you work for Odin if he's so horrible?
It's my career! And if you mean to make your career as a counsellor to kings, he can't very well rule out petty maniacs. Available positions are scarce enough. My first master was a cruel piece of work as well, but I learned through him the enduring power of wit, which served me well with kings and gods alike. I couldn't have been much older than you when I started. A fairy king's errand boy and unofficial jester. By night, my mates and I had the run of the forest. Good fellows they called us, knavish sprites to the last. We'd get up to all manner of mischief, making fools of the local mortals. But as long as our lord was kept amused, we were spared the consequences. Then one day he was not amused, and I saw fit to move on. Thankfully, the ages and roads travelled since then have turned me from that merry wanderer into the paragon of virtue you see before you today.
Now let's take a look at what Mimir tells us about his past. Mimir tells us that he was a fairy king's errand boy and unofficial jester. So what really makes me think about what Mimir says is the fairy king. It is not spelled like F-A-I-R-Y, but F-A-E-R-I-E. A fairy spelled F-A-I-R-Y derives from the Latin word fatum, which means fate. This type of fairy is typical to what most people think of when they hear the word. They are considered to be pure and loving spirits that grow upon their loving nature. They also tend to be beautiful in their physical appearance and extremely friendly. A fairy spelled F-A-E-R-I-E means something entirely different. This form of fairy are much darker. These fairies tend to be mischievous at best and pure evil at worst. They tend to look the part as well as being much less approachable and even disturbing looking. These fairies are known to be quite light-handed as well, but they are known to steal more than your wallet. They have been known to even steal children during the night and keep them as pets or even slaves. Now, do I think Mimir is evil and will steal your children in the night? No, I don't, but I do believe he would be more mischievous and play a lot of tricks on people. Absolutely I do. Especially when he refers to himself and his friends as knavish sprites. A sprite can be a synonym for an elf or a fairy, but when put next to the word knavish, it means untrustworthy or dishonest, which matches the latter definition of fairy as well. It makes complete sense when Mimir says that he would have the run of the forest at night and make fools of the local mortals, which coming from his personality, I can see for sure. Now let's talk about when others refer to Mimir and his friends as good fellows. Now this is where the theory blows wide open. Now when we're searching the word Goodfellow, one figure kept popping up. He is a being called Puck, which can be also translated into a certain type of being such as a fairy, but for the sake of the video, we'll say that it is for a singular being and not just a type of being. When looking into Puck, he had other names such as Hobgoblin or Robin Goodfellow. He was known to be a mischievous being and also a vassal or someone who pledged their allegiance to a certain king or lord. Now Puck or Robin Goodfellow pledged his allegiance to the fairy king Oberon, who was known to be the king of all fairies of his land. Now, I do believe in Mimirs Past, he is Robin Goodfellow, and his king was King Oberon. But where are they from, and what mythology do they belong to? Well, fairies are known in many cultures, mythologies, and religions. But Puck is an Old English translation, but many scholars agree Puck, or Robin Goodfellow, is from Celtic mythology, but mainly from either Ireland or Scotland. Now, this was super surprising to me when I first stumbled upon it, but it makes sense with all the similarities that Mimir tells us about himself upon further review. If you have noticed, Mimir is the only one with a slightly different accent than the rest of the gods in God of War. Just listen to him speak. It is like he's been in the Norse realm for a while and has picked up a little bit of their accent, but he still has his native tongue. And the fact that he calls Kratos and Atreus lads, which is a common phrase among the Irish or Scottish people, as well as the surrounding areas, which should have been a dead giveaway, but I completely missed it. But I do strongly believe that Mimir is Irish or Scottish, and that could mean we could visit his native land in the future of God of War, but only Cory Barlog and Sony Santa Monica will know for sure. For now. So what do you think of this theory? Do you agree, disagree, or have a theory all of your own? Leave everything in the comments down below, and let's discuss it. My name is Shayne Static, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.